Okay, so we see more people coming in, but of course we wanted to start and to give like a welcoming, yeah, just to welcome you guys. We wanted to share with you again why this webinar is happening. So to give everyone here some information, KMC together with the University of Arizona is bringing you a comprehensive set of online university courses that you can pursue right here in the Philippines. So this is an amazing and very unique opportunity, and we are opening our doors to potential University of Arizona students and are giving them access to all our 24 co-working spaces while studying. So we all know that today's time is challenging for everyone. As we say, there's no playbook as to how people are handling and coping from today's pandemic, but there's also no force stronger than one's determination and passion for goals. So maybe for professional or personal ambition. So if you came through this webinar with questions in your head like, why is upskilling important in one's career? Or why is this timelessly important, but why is also now the best time to take these courses and what you can get from it, then we look forward to walking you through this and hopefully contribute to whatever goals you're pursuing through KMC and University of Arizona's partnership. So before we start, I just wanted to give you a bit of information about our speakers today. So, giving her opening remarks and walking everyone through the partnership dynamics and benefits between KMC and the University of Arizona is none other than the AVP for Southeast Asian and South Asian Affairs, Hilary Vance, who has more than 8 years of experience for international education in Asia, Europe, the Middle East, North Africa, and Oceania. And later on, giving you more information about the university admission procedures and requirements would be Louise and Song Yun. So for your information, guys, Louise is the assistant director for global recruitment of the university, and he has also graduated in the same alma mater with a bachelor's in political science. He took his master's in educational leadership in Northern Arizona University, and now has a total of 12 years of experience in international education. On the other hand, Sung Yoon is the Global Enrollment Counselor for Southeast Asian region from International Admissions at the UA Global, and she assists both undergraduate and graduate students on their journey to becoming like an Arizona Wildcat. So these people are the best in their field in terms of answering any questions you may have for the university and the courses. So without further ado, I will have Hilary welcome all you guys.
Hello, everyone. Excited to talk to you all today. Unfortunately, Sunyan couldn't join us this evening. She had an emergency, but that's all right. We have Luis here from International Admissions, so he's going to cover the items that she was going to talk about, and I'll give a brief introduction about University of Arizona. So the first thing, I guess, about the University of Arizona, this is part of a larger project that we have to expand access globally. KMC Solutions is actually currently our only partner in Philippines, though they have several locations throughout that they'll talk to you more about. But we're going to start with a short video that we have for Arizona. So that's the site that you can go to learn more about this partnership specifically. It's everywhere.arizona.edu. And if you go to the next slide. So just a few things about us, especially this year. We actually, for the 2021 U.S. News and World Report, we're back in the top 100 ranked universities in the country. We're number 20 in public research from the U.S. National Science Foundation. Our online programs, which we leverage as part of what we're offering via distance, is ranked number 11 in the country and top 1% in the world for World University rankings. So it's a well-known university, and the degree that you get or the credits that you get are recognized everywhere because of that. So you might be wondering where we are. If you're familiar at all with the West Coast of the US, which is what this is, you might know California a lot better than Arizona, but it's right next door to us. And our main campus is located in Tucson, Arizona, which is in the southern part of our state. And here you can see how you get to Manila or to Philippines from our state. And so what this is you have the opportunity to stay at home in the Philippines, use the KMC Solutions space, and earn credit from the University of Arizona. These credits are taught by the same faculty that teach the courses on our main campus. The credits are exactly the same, the transcript is the same, the degree, if you go for the full degree, is the same. There's nothing on it that distinguishes it from a main campus degree. So you can be assured that though you're able to get this at a significant discount, you're still getting the same degree that you would get if you came to the United States. So with that, I'm going to switch it over to Luis, but I'll be around to answer questions at the end as well.
Thank you, Hillary. Hi, everybody. My name is Luis Castillo. I'm the Assistant Director for Global Recruitment. We are very happy to be here presenting to you information about the University of Arizona and this great new partnership with KMC Solutions. We are very excited about this new opportunity to give you different options and different programs. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on each slide because we do have a lot of information to cover. Normally we would walk you through the website, but in this case, on this particular slide, when you go to the website, which is everywhere.arizona.edu, you can see the link right there. This is what you're going to see. And we have a great website that has information about the programs, the fully online programs, how to apply, and people can also request information. So this is what you're going to see right now on our website. And it's very clear. We have all of the instructions. So if you can go to the next slide, please. As we advance on the slides, we do have a popular question from students. Hey, what are the programs do you offer? That's typically the one question we get from students. What programs do you have? What programs do you have at the undergrad level or grad level or online, etc.? The big thing that we're talking about here, of course, are fully online programs, as part of the global locations. So these are the fully online undergraduate programs that we launched. I believe we're going to be launching more programs in the future, but at the moment, these are the programs that we have fully developed, fully online. You can see here a lot of different ones. They're all very interesting. We have communication, economy, and industry. We have a few engineering programs like electrical and computer engineering. We also have environmental science. The University of Arizona is very strong in a lot of areas and a lot of rankings. Hillary was able to give you some of the general rankings for the university. And as she mentioned, we are top 100 in the world. And we are now also top 100 within just the general structure of universities in the US. But the University of Arizona is very strong in business and science, technology, math, engineering. And these are the fully online undergraduate programs that we launched. And as I mentioned, we have electrical and computer engineering, environmental science. You will see a big list. As you navigate to the website on your own at some point, the one that I mentioned before, everywhere.arizona.edu, we have a section there for fully online experiences or fully online programs. You go there and you click on undergraduate and you're gonna see this list. This is what we offer fully online undergraduate programs as part of our microcampus global locations network. If we can go to the next slide, please. So on the next slide, if you find or if you notice that we don't have a program fully developed for you that you like, as part of the undergraduate programs, we also enable students a chance to enroll in something that we name the customized degree paths, which is basically pathway programs that you can enroll that would put you in a direction to earn a degree in specific fields. For example, if you don't find that we have chemical engineering or something like that fully online, then you could enroll in the customized degree path in engineering, and it would give you a chance to take courses, again, aligned with engineering and also general education courses that would put you in a position to progress and eventually earn a degree, in that field. And if you enroll in customized degree paths, there are different, I would say, purposes that you could have. You could enroll in the program to earn credit to take the classes. You could also use the credits to transfer to another institution if they accept the credit, or you could transition to take those credits into a fully developed online program. But the idea is that we launched the global campus, the global locations as part of the micro campus network to enable students a chance to have a lot of flexibility and to still enjoy great programs that are very well ranked. So you're going to see here that we have the engineering customized degree path. We have one in business and management, life sciences, computer, computational, and physical sciences. Another very big program that the university teaches, we have computer science, but we are also very famous in business programs, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But these are the customized degree paths or pathways, which are intended to be taken when you don't necessarily find a fully developed online program. You could enroll in something like this, and it would help you a lot because you would still be taking courses. Can we go to the next slide, please? So far we've talked about undergraduate programs and possibilities, that are fully online. And the idea is that when you enroll in these fully online experiences, you can add, and we're going to talk a little bit about that concept of having an experience close to home. In this case, you would have a chance to enroll with, with our partner, with KMC Solutions, to enjoy the benefits of a local experience, but earning an online education by the University of Arizona. So we're going to develop that concept a little bit more later. And if you're thinking of questions right now, please drop those in the Q&A so that we can dedicate time later to answer those. As we mentioned during the beginning, please add your questions on the Q&A section. That way we can have a list of everything that's pending. On this slide, we can actually see a listing of the fully online graduate programs that we have. We also have graduate level programs. The University of Arizona has, very strong rankings. Same thing at the graduate level in business, science, engineering, math. We have architecture, a lot of things. But as we launch this global locations project, these are the initial programs that we have at the graduate level, fully online, ready to go. And we have a lot of interesting possibilities. For example, a master's in accounting, education policy. We also have a few engineerings. We have electrical and computer engineering. We have entrepreneurship, which is very interesting because the University of Arizona is very famous in the business world. We have a lot of programs. And one of those where we are very well ranked is in the entrepreneurship field, where we teach students how to launch your own business, all of the different principles that are needed, to cover to launch a business. That's what the entrepreneurship programs teach. So if you are aligned more on the business side and things like that, at the graduate level, we have an entrepreneurship program fully online. And you're going to see other things in science, geographic information systems, human language technology, industrial engineering. We have law, if you're interested more on the legal side. We have masters in law and legal studies. We also have mining, geological, geophysical engineering. Something that is very, very cool about the University of Arizona is all of the work that we do with NASA, in space exploration projects, and our optical science programs, our physics program, our mining, all of those programs that are heavily linked. We have very good rankings, very strong programs, and we are proud to offer this program online. For example, material science and engineering, a lot of very, very good possibilities. We also have a few doctorate programs. We have an educational leadership doctorate program, also in nursing. In the United States, for example, nursing is a big field, very good jobs, anything in medical. And we also have nursing informatics. So these are the possibilities we have right now at the graduate level. Let's go on the next slide, please. And if you are not interested, perhaps in enrolling or committing into a fully developed program, you can also start with something that we know or that we call certificates. Certificate programs enable you to get started in specific directions. So for example, instead of having to take 10 classes to earn a master's, you can take like a few or fewer courses and you can earn a certificate. But with the courses that you've taken, you can take additional courses to later earn the master's program or whatever the credential is. So certificates is another possibility that would enable you to get like a diploma, an actual certificate in a field, but you don't have to take as many courses. And these are the possibilities right now. You can see public health. We have human rights practice, global health and development. Of course, that's a very big topic, these days. Digital information management, another big topic these days. And I'm going to ask Alexa, how are we doing with time? We're doing good so far? I want to make sure we're not spending a lot of time on these. So let's go on the next, let's advance to the next slide, please. Thank you so much. So another very popular question that we get from students is, all right, so what are the programs? We've talked about that so far. And then students and parents and people around the world, they want to know, how do we, what are the application requirements? What are the admission requirements? So at the undergraduate level, what you're going to find is that we are looking for, in the American scale, the GPA system of 1 to 4. We are looking for first-year students to have a minimum 3.0 for the admission portion. So the way it works is when you apply, we require students to submit high school transcripts, and we are looking for specific classes, and we do our own conversion. And in whatever scale you have in Philippines or whatever you're from, what we do is we do a conversion, and we're trying to look for a minimum of 3.0 in the American scale. When you retransfer, that could be students that have college level coursework. So the requirement for admission is 2.5. But at the basic level, you can see the requirements here. Number one, we always want students to review the application requirements. And you can see here the GPA minimums. We also teach students to review the requirements by home country, because we do have on the website like the actual scales compared to your own system. We also want students to review the English proficiency requirements. We're going to talk about that in a moment at the undergrad level. But at the most basic level, what you need to understand for applying for an undergraduate program is that you submit an application, you submit your credentials, meaning your transcripts, and that's basically it. As long as you have a complete application, we are looking for specific academic backgrounds for admission. And if we determine that you have to, submit English proficiency requirements, then we would let you know. But as you can see here on the bottom, these requirements, if you want to apply for a fully online undergraduate program, this is what you would have to do. And you can see the website here, which actually has, this information listed again. But the same procedure would apply if you are interested in the customized degree paths. And that's why you see there, at the bottom that it also applies to the customized degree pathway programs. And we have a very friendly application process. Let's not advance the slide yet. We're asking students to upload transcripts, PDF copies of their materials. And it's a very friendly, very easy, very convenient process. And we are very fast in processing admissions. As long as we have a complete application, our processing team processes that application and issues an admission decision within basically like a week. So I hope this information is clear so far. We're talking about undergraduate admission requirements. And let's advance to the next slide, please. Let me just double check on what the content is. Yes, on the next slide, we can actually see the English proficiency requirements at the undergraduate level. So it is actually not required for students to submit English or like TOEFL or IELTS for your file to be evaluated, but it is required to earn a full admission. So the way it works is if our processing team determines that you need to satisfy English proficiency, then we have different possibilities that you can do that. For example, the TOEFL, the test of English as a foreign language, you can see here the scores. And the way we do it at the university is we divide the requirements in two sections, the minimum numbers for most majors, and then we have something known as the competitive majors, because like I mentioned at the university, the competitive majors or the most popular areas would be in business, engineering, law, nursing, specific ones. So the competitive majors at the University of Arizona are engineering majors or programs, or business programs, or the nursing programs, or the law program at the bachelor's level. By the way, I believe it's still the case, the University of Arizona was the first, and I believe it's still the only program in the United States that has a bachelor's of law, which is very, very interesting. I think we're still the only one. But in the United States, a legal career, a legal program is technically considered It's typically, the JD program, the Juris Doctorate. It's a graduate level course. But we now, I would say like 5 or 6 years ago, we launched a Bachelor's of Law. So it's a great possibility. But on this slide, you can see the English language proficiency requirements at the undergrad level. We also allow some new alternatives, online exams like Duolingo English test, or if you've taken the SAT. By the way, the SAT or ACT, they are not required for admission, but they can help students to compete for scholarships for the main campus, for the Tucson campus. But the certain portions of those exams can also help for the English proficiency. You can see here the SAT of 580 or higher, or the ACT English. But we can advance to the next slide, please. So that was the English proficiency requirements for undergraduate level. This slide, you're going to see the general requirements for graduate programs. And I say it that way because each program may have their own requirements, for example, GRE or GMAT or letters of recommendation and things like that. So it's always a good idea to find the general information. And then in the catalog, we find the specific programs to find the entire detail, the entire listing of requirements to apply for those programs. But at the general level, for graduate admissions, the way it works is we encourage students to start by reviewing the application requirements. We are looking for degree programs 3.0 or certificate programs 2.75. If you're looking for a degree program like a master's or PhD, then that's what that means. Kind of like the same idea. We're looking for specific backgrounds or GPA conversions from the bachelor's, from your undergraduate program. It is required to have an undergraduate degree, to apply for graduate programs at like a basic level. And you can see right there, reviewing the admission requirements and program of interest. For Philippines, the minimum degree required is a 4-year bachelor degree if you want to apply for our graduate programs. And then we also encourage students to review the English proficiency requirements. On the next slide, I'll show you what the basics are. And then we ask students to submit an online application. And like I mentioned, depending on the program, they could ask you to submit letters of recommendation or a copy of your resume, your CV, sometimes a GRE or GMAT. It depends on the program. So these are kind of like the basics. And then there are some add-ons that the programs could have. And that's why you can see here that each program has different admission requirements. Some programs require personal statements, letters of recommendations, etc. So what we do, depending on your interest, we would coach you, we would guide you with the specifics to ensure that you know all of the information. So our enrollment counselors would be able to help you and guide you, and I can do that too. Are we doing good so far? Am I going okay? Not too fast, not too crazy, not too bad. Alexa, how are we doing with time?
Yeah, you're still doing great, and we'll be commenting the time info for you guys for your reference in the chat box.
Sounds good. And if you have questions, don't forget to drop your questions in the Q&A. I'm not seeing a lot of questions, so please drop your questions. We want more questions. And then on this slide, we can see the details, the general ESL requirements at the graduate level. So we are looking for, typically a TOEFL IBT of 79 or the IELTS of 7.0. We also, at the University of Arizona, we also have our own Center for English as a Second Language, the CESO program. It's an English school right here on campus by the University of Arizona, at the University of Arizona, completely accredited and certified. You can also come to the University of Arizona and learn or improve your English, or you can do it online. They now launch online programs, but they also have online English exams that you can take to demonstrate your English ability, your English proficiency. And they call it the CESO CEPT Full Academic. And the score that you would need for graduate level at the basic level is a 110. And some programs may require higher scores. For example, the law programs, they do require like high levels of English. I believe like TOEFL of 100 or something like that. Hillary, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the big idea is that some programs, they just have higher scores. So depending on your interest, we always need to check what that is. And we have a link right there that enables students to see the requirements. So let's go to the next slide, please. I hope we're doing okay with time. A lot of students and a lot of parents, they ask, hey, what about the experience? If I'm going to be an online student, what does that look like? How is that going to be? So it's a great experience. And it's demonstrated by the ranking, that we have. As Hillary mentioned, we are top 10, top 11, with bachelor's programs, with online programs. So the University of Arizona has invested a lot of money and resources to develop a very good online experience. We teach using a platform known as D2L, Desire to Learn, which is very easy to use, is very nice. It's our online learning platform for your courses. And the way it works is because we have to be mindful, especially for international audiences, the setup that we have is that we teach these courses, these programs are taught, asynchronous, which means that you can study at your own pace. You don't have to be live at the same time when the lecture is happening. We create beautiful courses online, and we have a lot of instructions on all of the modules and the courses and all of the information. And at your own pace, you follow up, with the course content, and at the same time, lectures are available to watch and rewatch at any time. And then what happens is we give you a possibility, you have chances to connect, of course, with your professor, and depending on the classes, there's also live, I would say, engagement opportunities for collaboration and participation. But at the basic level, the courses are taught asynchronous, which is good because you wouldn't have to worry about the time zone wherever you live. So at the same time, we also have student success and support, as part of our libraries and access to our 24/7 technical support. And we have a lot of demos. If you go to the website everywhere.arizona.edu, there is a section there for student experience. We have some demos and some videos that you can watch where you'd be able to see what the classes look like. So it's a very good experience. And that's why we are ranked top 11 with online programs. If you have questions, please drop those in the Q&A. Let's move on to the next slide. We're almost done with this portion of our presentation. Now, something else that, of course, we want to talk about are the financial considerations. If you want to apply to these online programs, there is no application fee. As we launch these programs, that the special situation right now is that we didn't charge application fees for students applying in the fall 2020 semester. And there is no application fee if you want to apply for spring 2021 sessions. We have a starting time in January and another one in March. So we have a spring A and spring B. There is no application fee. And something that you have to remember is that we offer scholarships for you. And the way it works in the US, our classes are, for example, one class is 3 credits. So, the cost per credit would be $233. That's the scholarship is included. And that's at the undergrad level. So I would say, the cost per class would be around, $700 for an undergraduate class, which is a great deal. It's a great opportunity that you have. And at the graduate level is $300 per credit, which would come down to, $900 per class. But we have these scholarships reflected in this pricing. And something that is nice is that we also offer payment plans, available for students. And it's just a great opportunity that we launched. Great education, excellent education online by a very highly ranked institution, top 100 in the world, with great scholarships built in, with great pricing. So if we move on to our next slide. And on this one, we can actually see sometimes students, if you are interested in information about the main campus, the traditional experience has been, where students want to come to main campus, to Tucson, that's always a possibility. So we wanted to make sure to include information about that. The cost to apply for a main campus, you can see it right there, is $85. We have scholarships, for main campus for spring up to $20,000 for first-year students. And we're going to be announcing our scholarships for next year for summer, fall 2021 and spring 2022. But we also have payment plans and guaranteed tuition. And it's just a great possibility too, because that's another alternative. If you want to study or start online and eventually you can transition to main campus, that's another possibility. Or if you decide to study completely online, you have the full experience, you can do that too. So the idea is that we launched this program to have a lot of flexibility and to give you a lot of options and possibilities. And it's a great opportunity. If you have any questions, please put those in the Q&A. I hope I'm not going too fast. I hope the information is good for you so far. Let's move on to the next slide. And then, of course, we want to talk about deadlines. We do have some deadlines and dates for you to remember. So if you're interested in applying for our undergraduate programs, as I mentioned, we have 2 sessions. We have the Spring A and the Spring B. The Spring A, there are different possibilities depending on the classes that you take. And by the way, after you're admitted, at some point you are paired up with a academic coach that will help you and guide you to enroll in classes. But the classes, there's 2 formats: classes that run for 16 weeks or classes that run for 8 weeks. That's why you see here that it could be classes from January through March or from January through May. But the main concept here is that you can start in January or March, and you can see the deadlines here. So the deadline to apply for Spring A would be December 1st, and for Spring B would be February 15th. And at the graduate level, we always have to be careful and double check, with the programs to ensure those deadlines. So we would be connecting you with Samyun, with me, so that we can give you the specific deadlines for the program that you want. So far, so good, I hope. Well, there's not a lot of audio feedback, so it's hard, of course, with the webinars, but it's cool, it's fine. But I hope you find this useful, and if you have questions, please drop those on the Q&A. And then your next steps, things that we encourage you to do, as part of, University of Arizona. If you want to learn more, you can go to everywhere.arizona.edu. If you want to learn more about the procedures at the admissions level, you can contact us, or you can visit admissions.arizona.edu. You can also, if you're interested in learning more about the graduate college, the master's and PhDs and certificates, you can visit grad.arizona.edu. If you want to learn more about the University of Arizona Global, our division that launches these global projects, the micro campus, you can go to global.arizona.edu, and you can send us questions at international@email.arizona.edu. You can also see here the email for Senyun. We also use WhatsApp. You can send us a WhatsApp. We use WhatsApp all the time to help students. We'll help you. We can have video chats on Zoom or on WhatsApp, whatever you prefer. We also encourage you to subscribe and watch our videos on our YouTube channel. We have a lot of very cool videos that are step-by-step videos and some testimonials from students. And if you are ready to apply, go straight to everywhere.arizona.edu/how-apply, and you're going to be able to apply. And it's all very easy. We'll help you. And let's go to the next slide. I believe that concludes my section. Thank you for your attention. I hope you found that useful. We'll transition to our partners at KMC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luis. And yeah, we guys encourage you to drop in more questions. I see that there are a couple of questions coming in, so we'll be answering this towards the end of the webinar, especially if you have questions about the admissions, as what Luis has shared earlier, the programs. So this is the best opportunity to do that. But you guys may be wondering as to how KMC fits in the picture. And to give you a quick background or summary, especially for those of you guys who may not know about us yet, or for people who are part of the community already and would want to recommend this to, of course, your friends or family or colleagues who may want to learn more about the opportunity. KMC is the Philippines' first and largest shared services facilitator, and we have over 1,800 members to testify with its reputation as an employer of choice in the Philippines. So how we help our clients and, of course, community members in the gist is that one side we have KMC Teams, which provides, of course, distributed team services to our clients, wherein they are allowed, or we enable the operations of their teams in the Philippines by hiring their staffs through the KMC community members, so that even if they don't have their own business registered in the Philippines yet, they have the opportunity to venture in the market. But of course, one of the bigger pictures there is we also provide them with flexible co-working arrangements or options. All across the Philippines. So you can see in this slide, we have over 23 office locations nationwide with over 15,500 workstations. And this is actually what we wanted to share with you guys. So how this part of our services complements what the University of Arizona is offering you guys. So in the next slide, you'd see that there are a lot of what do you call this, regions or cities in the Philippines that we are operating in, with, from Luzon to all the way to the down southern parts of the Philippines. We have an office space in Cebu, which Eric mentioned earlier, he's listening from. So all of these sites would be accessible to you guys as you, of course, be part of the KMC community through the program with the University of Arizona. On the next slide, you would see that the current choices of learning hubs in the Philippines may be, in your heads, limited to either studying from home right now with the current situation. As long as you have your internet connection or appropriate equipment, or looking for an alternative university or school nearby your homes, which of course is still challenging with the current limitations from the transportations and quarantine restrictions at the moment. And you also have to implement, social distancing whenever you're in public spaces. So this opportunity, what we're recommending, as you can see on the other side, is of course, well, one, this unique opportunity to have a degree attached in your CV from the globally renowned, the University of Arizona, but also have the opportunity to access this conveniently based on your preferences of where you have that. So we have what we call here our Triple H solutions, which our clients also make use of. But being part of the KMC community as part of this program would have access to first. If your company is located, if you're part of a team who has a headquartered situated in any of our office locations, so you can access their courses any time of the day, maybe before or after work hours conveniently, while you are in the office, so you don't have to leave the space anymore. Or it can be in a hub and spoke model, which you can optimize so you can study near home, wherever is the most convenient and most safest for you across all the 23 offices that we've shared earlier. And of course, at the comfort of your own homes, as long as you have your internet connections and then your equipment, this is something that you can definitely utilize on. But more than that, being part of KMC is not just having access to the sites. You actually become part of a bigger community, which I think is very interesting and very much an add-on when you are studying, because in the next slides you'd see what the different inclusions are, aside from having access to the office spaces. So this is a window of the different public areas and co-working spaces that you can sit on, and access the courses through. So it's very, very much helpful for me. For example, I can't speak in behalf of everyone, but for me, having a really nice ambience while you are studying and learning helps in terms of creating that dynamics and mindset in my head. So on the next slides, aside from the spaces, of course, you'd have access to all the different perks of being inside the office. You have the access to the Mad Max coffee, which I am chugging in right now to power through the day. You'd also have access to our activities or events, which we focus for wellness, for engagement of the other staff of the community. Plus, of course, you'll have a never go down network in any of our sites, which you can access from any of the workspaces that we've shared earlier. On the next slide, you'd also see, additional perks wherein being part of the KMC community, you are being part of different hubs wherein there are different clients or different small and medium enterprises or startups. There are a lot of multinationals within the network. So you're building your career through the upskilling, maybe software of what University of Arizona is offering you, but at the same time, you're also creating your own network by being part of a bigger community. You can also partake in any of our seminars or webinars, learning events and activities that we are rolling out. So on the next slide, these are just some of the events that we have for our community members. Some of them are basically for entertainment. There are after hours concerts that you can be part of. There are webinars for wellness, for anywhere from wellness all the way to physical activities, and I think that can keep you engaged, and of course, you can feel this as being part of the bigger community. So all of these are bundled together with the serviced offices that you can access to with the program that you'd be taking with the University of Arizona. So if you guys have any questions about, of course, the admissions, the University of Arizona, or about KMC and our 24 locations that you can access to, like, this is the best time that you can have that. We'll be opening the floor now for any questions that you may have. One question that we have earlier is from Dexter, and I think Luis, this is addressed to you, asking if you guys provide assistance with visa processing if you consider studying or joining in your campus.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Hillary, because I know you addressed it in writing, but that's a great question. Yeah, I mean, the way it works is that the traditional model is when students apply to join us on campus in person. The way it works is everything that I described on the admission process, for example, at the undergrad level, students follow those requirements. They follow those expectations for how to apply and be admitted. Once you are admitted, we start guiding you with, with information and support on the immigration steps that you need, with the objective of getting a student visa. Because the way it works is, as part of our office, UA Global, I am part of the international admissions team, but there is another team known as International Student Services, and they are the ones that are responsible for supporting students with immigration support and guidance. And they support students with by issuing immigration papers known as the I-20, for example, which enables students to pursue the goal of getting a student visa. The student visa is an F1 student visa. The traditional model has always been, I want to study abroad. And what I like to say is, study abroad, study Arizona, study at the University of Arizona, top 100 in the world, top 40, top 50 among public schools, great programs in business, science, technology. But the idea is, yes, we help students by issuing the I-20s that we send to you with instructions for how to prepare for getting a student visa. That's the traditional model. But today we focus on giving you an alternative to consider online programs that would give you a chance to not have to worry about visas and all those things. But of course, if you do want to come, to campus, that's always a possibility, and we will equally help you, for that as well. And it's a great choice, to come to main campus. If you come to main campus, we do have the entire selection of programs. At the undergraduate level, we have over 100 programs, and at the graduate level, we have over 200. So as part of this global locations project, we started by launching about 40 programs fully online at the undergrad level and over 20 programs at the graduate level, and I believe we're going to be launching more programs online, but those are the ones that you saw on the slides, the ones that we started with. But the main campus, is a great choice too. If that's what you would prefer, we would welcome you. We encourage you to apply whatever you'd like. And if you want to come to main campus, you'd be coming to Tucson. It's a great community. The cost of living is very low. It's a great place for friends, family. It's fun. Lots of great places. You saw it on the slide. Hillary mentioned you were able to see our geographic location. You're very close to California, New Mexico, Nevada. It's a great city. It's a college town. And we are the Arizona Wildcats. So you'd be able to enjoy that too. But again, today we focus on, the online possibility, as an alternative for you. Great question. Maybe another question or something that you'd like for us to address, Alexa? Maybe something that we should emphasize?
Sure. We'd like to take this opportunity, especially that you and Hillary are here. Maybe you can give an insight to how or why this is an important opportunity for all the participants here to take, especially with the current times. Like, a lot of people are experiencing the unfortunate effects of the pandemic. A lot of people are losing jobs. So why do you think is this a very relevant and great opportunity for people to take advantage of?
The way, it'd be great, Hillary, if you can add your thoughts, but the way I would summarize that question, which is a great question, is this is certainty. this is something that is certain, something that we built is ready to go, it's ready for you. It's for sure, it's done. It's something certain in a time of uncertainty. Because like sometimes students apply to come to main campus, but there's always the uncertainty of not knowing if you're going to get the student visa or different things. Also, in a world of the pandemic, you know, a lot of parents and people are still concerned for COVID-19, which is a legitimate, you know, concern, of course. But to me, this is a great alternative because it's ready to go. It's online. It's a great education at a great cost with a great scholarship and with a great partner, you know, with KMC Solutions. And it's something that is ready for you to enjoy and benefit from without having to worry about other things. And it gives you an expanded access to future possibilities. If you want to come to main campus or different things, you're still going to enjoy a lot of those things. Hillary?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's what we tell students at all of our microcampus locations. This is an amazing opportunity, I think, for people who either want to test out University of Arizona courses, or you can't or you don't want to come to main campus, or you do just maybe after COVID. I mean, this is such a great opportunity at such an affordable rate to be able to take the classes alongside other students from all over the place, because the classes that you take, you could be in there with students from other parts of Philippines, from other parts of Asia, from you know, anywhere in the world, and main campus. So the benefits of doing it this way, I think in some ways it's more beneficial than just being in Tucson and taking classes with just domestic students, because the perspectives that you get are so much more varied.
Yes.
And you would be, if you study with our programs, you know, and you enjoy this partnership with KMC Solutions, you would enjoy the amenities and the benefits that KMC described in today's presentation. Just imagine yourself, you're going to be taking online courses by the University of Arizona, and you're going to be doing that in a modern, plush, fresh, modern, you know, co-working space, office, you know, with Wi-Fi and all of the amenities that Alexa described. So it's a very good situation, you know, and that's what we call the experience, because you would still be surrounded by a community of like real people in that environment, hopefully taking online programs by the U of A. But like that's the concept. It just gives you the possibility to not have to wait. You know, you don't have to be worried.
That's great. Actually, in lieu with that, Luis, because we mentioned that there are a lot of engagement activities that they can also take advantage of being part of the KMC community. On the side of University Arizona, I mean, maybe you can enlighten our viewers as well, so we can further hype the opportunity. But are there online events or engagement activities that they can also participate on, being part of the University Arizona student or online courses? Are there events like this that they can also engage in and have interaction with, or maybe like build their networks on? So is this something that, yeah.
Yeah, so we are developing opportunities for online engagement, for virtual, participation. At the University of Arizona, we are still, adjusting by having to launch online and virtual events and engagement, options. So what we're going to be doing is to enable students in our global locations to participate in that as well. And Hillary may have some examples that I could be forgetting right now, but for example, we want to enable students to, watch our, like homecoming events, in athletics and sports, in football, in baseball, enable students to watch the games online. For example, create virtual, engagements with global ambassadors. A lot of different things that we do want the students to benefit from. So the idea is that it's a excellent online education with an excellent online engagement atmosphere. So it's just all of that is part of the experience. But one example that I remember is, for example, like online events, in sports and basketball and football and things like that. And at the same time, I didn't talk about it too much, but as a University of Arizona student, you have access to our online resources, which is top of the line, like our library system or articles or books and all kinds of things that you'd be able to benefit from.
Those are really amazing perks. So thank you so much for answering that, Louise. So, well, I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of questions in mind, or may have more questions that will come up as you also go through the different courses, or also as you share the opportunity to other members of your family, your colleagues, or yeah, co-workers. So you can always send us a message, as well as the contact details that Louise has shared earlier. You'd also have an access to a recorded version of this webinar, so feel free to use that. Well, we would just want to re-emphasize that, of course, and to put into consideration everything that Louise and Hillary has shared. This is really an important time to make use of these opportunities, especially when we're facing a lot of uncertainties, as Louise mentioned, in a way as maybe the economy or the world is sort of sleeping and recovering. By the time that it's at full peak again, your career or your CV is just equipped with so much more competitiveness with the degree that you'd be getting from the University of Arizona. So by the time that the world opens up with a lot of opportunities, you'd be like the frontliners in terms of the quality candidates that people would be looking at. So yeah, if you'd have other questions, or if you would want to share your interest with the program, feel free to reach out. We will be sharing our details afterwards. So at this point, Louise and Hillary, is there anything else that you'd want to share maybe before we wrap up in a bit?
You go first, Hillary, perhaps.
I was just taking a look. My colleague Rudo also wanted us to mention that you can take courses part-time, so you don't have to enroll full-time, particularly if you're working full-time. That's a good option for you. And for the pathway programs, you would typically transition after the 1 or 2 year mark, so that you would either transition into a full degree program, come to main campus, or even continue on in one of our fully online programs.
And a very important aspect too, that we'll send you more details, but we also have this concept of the Study Arizona possibility, which gives you a chance to come to main campus and pay, the rate, that we have. We will add that slide. It's a very important one, but we do have it on the website. It's called the Study Arizona program. So depending, I don't recall if it's 1 semester or 2 semesters, but after a while, you have a chance to come to main campus, and for 1 semester pay the rate that you'd be paying at the undergrad level. So that would be a very good opportunity, because we want you to enjoy the possibility of having the on-campus experience too, the Tucson campus experience. So we'll share more details about that, but it's called a Study Arizona, and we have that on the website. If you go to everywhere.arizona.edu, remember, everywhere.arizona.edu. It's very easy to find. We have the page right there, the Study Arizona, that has the details, and that's for undergraduate students. So that's a very good thing to mention. And the ones that Hillary mentioned, you can test it out. You can take the courses part time, and we'll help you all the way.
So thank you. Sorry for cutting you. Go ahead, Louise.
No, I'm just like thinking, what to add, but we just want to encourage you, to don't miss on this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. It's a great program. It's a great institution. It's a great partner. It's a great scholarship tuition structure. Don't waste this opportunity. Don't miss out. Do it. Send us questions. Think about it. Read, and yeah. So we'll be ready to help you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Louise and Hillary. I know it might be like nighttime for you guys, so thank you again so much for joining us, and of course opening this opportunity for everyone who has attended today. If you're interested in learning more as well as to where the KMC Solutions sites are located, just so you have an access or like a visibility to where you can have these opportunities, study done, you can always visit our website, kmc.solutions. So yeah, we don't want to keep you guys for too long. It's going to be lunchtime in the Philippines soon. So again, we encourage you guys to send us inquiries, questions, and of course, take this opportunity with the University of Arizona. So yep, thank you guys. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Hillary. And thanks everyone for joining us.
Bye.
Thank you.